All right. Hello, everybody. It's Clint, and we're live with Dracula. It's always funny. The beginning of a campaign launch, you have all these buttons you need to fire to get everything going. And so I just sent out the email for the mailing list. So if you're on the mailing list and that is how you prefer to access the campaign, you can do that. Or if you want to just back it here, I've got the link in the description below. It's one of those things. Beginning of the campaign, there's just always a little tweaks and things here that I want to play with and change. So I'm sure that'll happen. So let me know if anything's wrong. But I think that we're good. So the campaign is live. I've got to make this known on Twitter, and so we're going to do that now as well. But I hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to warm up the room a little bit as people get in. But I really want to talk about more about Dracula itself, but I also want to talk about a few other, I don't know, just news stories or things coming up as well. Let's see, Twitter, I'm going to say it's live and then post the link. Tweet that out. All right, good stuff. That is moving. Cool. All right. All right. Good morning. Good to see you here. Hosu. Good to see you, Statistical Zero. Thank you for the well wishes. We already, I just launched the campaign. I'm going to share my screen. There's still, again, it's just part of it doesn't help that I'm just so new to I don't stream that often, so I'm kind of a mess sometimes. Sketchosaurus Rex says going live the same day as King Cryptid. My wallet can't handle this. I know. I'm really sorry about that. I reached out to Peter. I was planning on launching next week, but I can't. I just can't do it next week. So today was the best day that worked for me. I feel terrible, but I'm kind of hoping that maybe we can get some synergy going. And between King Cryptid and Dracula, I don't know. Peter and I will be doing some of the same streams, and we'll be crossing, the circuits and everything. So do know that King Cryptid is also launching today. It's going to be tonight. I will be backing King Cryptid. I'm honestly really looking forward to that book. It's kind of fun because it's like uh, you know, i- in a rural environment, I guess you could say. That's at least at face value. I'll have to ask Peter to confirm that. Off topic, I just saw Bubble on Netflix the day before yesterday. It's an anime film with original screenplay. Cool, interesting, very interesting. Sci-fi for me. Good morning, everyone. Good luck, Clint. Thank you so much. I'll be on with Sci-fi for me later. Hello, John. Hill chat. Backer number 6. Oh, we're already getting up there. That's good. I'm grabbing both easy buys for me. Thank you, Statistical Zero. I really appreciate that. I know Peter does too. But these will be up a little bit. What has changed here is I finished this book ahead of time. I know that you know it can be difficult waiting for books to get there, especially if you're excited about it. And so and don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong if you want to launch a campaign and do the bulk of the work afterward because you need the money to finance it. I totally get that, and I'm sure I'll do books like that in the future. In this case, I thought we can get this book done first, so we're going to. So I'm going to see how this works. Turnaround time should be fairly fast. I talked to the printer. I'm supposed to hear back from them today, but they're estimating that the book should be here by early August, which is super fast. And that would be it. Like everything else is trading cards. We'll have some stretch goals that'll be fun, but nothing that'll hold up the campaign. So I'm pretty excited about this. Let's see. Aaron Olson is here. And here you go, number 7. Thank you so much. I got to refresh this already because having it be on 0 feels bad. There we go. 12 backers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is seriously, it means so much to me. I was talking to my wife about this last night. It means so much to me that there are people out there who will read my books. Not only that, but they'll support my books. It really is humbling. It has been a dream of mine for a very long time to be able to tell stories and share them with people. Comic books have always seemed like this hurdle because of the expense of making them. And it's so weird to think like I produced this comic book out of pocket up to this point. I got to pay for printing, I got to pay for shipping, and I'm hoping that I make my money back. That's the goal. So I'm really excited about it. Thank you, Aaron, for backing the campaign. Christopher John is here. Back to Where's Donald? That's a great idea. I should send Donald a link. Let me do that while I'm saying hi to everybody. Yeah. I'll catch up. Hold on. Let me share the link. I don't know what Donald's up to. Let's see. Invite. This is where we're at. I'll share it with probably Eric too. I'll share it with several people. I realize it's the middle of the day. For me, it works best if I can just take a day off work from my day job, and then I don't have to be interrupted by children or anything else. So I think it works okay. All right, so let me see if Donald is around. No promises there. We're going to talk a lot about Donald though. Just in case you want in. Send that to Donald. I'll send Eric one. I know he's been super busy too. Oh, hold on. This is great YouTube right now. I realize that. There's Eric. Just in case. All right, cool. Good stuff. And I don't know, I might find a link. I might find other people I want to send it to as well. But for now, we'll start there. I know a lot of people are working during the day. All right, campaign is up and live. I want to go through a few of these things so that way we can get it done off the top if you have questions or anything. It is a beautiful thing to see the mailing list grow. Like I just imported last night. I've got to check those numbers, by the way, if anybody else signed up for the pre-launch page between midnight last night for me and this morning, because if anybody did, then they're kind of out of luck because I already sent that out. So if you're not getting your email, if that's how you prefer to back the campaign, let me know. Give it a minute. Check your spam filters and all that stuff because I just sent it out. But yeah, good stuff. All right. Who else we got here? Aaron Olson, drop in links. Thank you so much, Aaron. Really appreciate you. Let's see. Amanda B is here. Morning, guys. Good morning, Amanda B. Good to see you here. Let's see. Christopher John is here. Everyone's saying good morning. Good to see you here. All right, let's get into this campaign. So, couple of fun things here going on. Collector's bundle. I tried to make this really is the McDonald's of campaigns. What I mean by that is I tried to make it extremely simple. Do you want a Big Mac? Like original McDonald's. You want a Big Mac or a burger, cheeseburger, fries? Like that's it. It's really simple and straightforward, at least on the front end. I have a lot of add-ons that you can check out and add on. But this is the everything pack, the collector's bundle. Cover A by Kelsey Shannon, cover B by Eric Canetti, t-shirt. I decided to add this right into the bundle, so we'll see how that goes. Trading card set. The art for the trading card set is 100% done. It is finished. So I will I'll drop some of those throughout. You guys can see what they look like. I did share some on Twitter already. Fantastic. I'm really excited about those. And yeah, PDF. We're going to do PDFs this time around. You can just get the digital PDF if you live in a faraway country and you want to read Dracula especially, but shipping is outrageous. You can get a digital copy, digital version of Dracula. So that's available here. Hardcover. By the way, these are all hardcover books, which is cool. It's my first time ever doing a hardcover book. I thought it would be fun for Dracula. And I don't know, it'd be great to do other monster tales. But yeah, this is a hardcover book, so it's a nice comic book. There you go. Cover B. You can get both covers. That's it. Those are all the perks. Now you can add on if you want. Let's say you want this trading card pack. You just want one book and a trading card pack. You can do that. You can get the book, and add on a trading card pack in the back end, and you'll have your trading card pack. I think just about everything here, so you can make any combination you really want. But this will make it simple for everybody. It's super simple on the front end. If you want to catch up on Dracula, you can do that as well, for sure. So we're going to talk about the art here as well. Let me just check in with the chat again. I do not want to be accused as that I'm ignoring the chat, so I'm going to check in with everyone. Ara is here. Thank you so much, Ara, for backing. I did see you put somewhere that you just backed. Yeah, there we go. Just backed. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. And it sounds like, Ara, I'm going to meet you when I go to that convention back east. That'll be super fun. I'm looking forward to it. Eric Weathers is here. Eric, I did send you the link if you have time and are interested in joining. No pressure. I realize that you're in fulfillment and super busy, so either way works. But good to see you here. And Eric did some outstanding lettering on this book. It was great. It was super cool for it being a black and white book and sound effects and things like that. I was wondering how that would go. Let's see. Christopher John says, Kelsey's cover just kicks butt. Yeah, it does. I like it. Launching the daylight to avoid Dracula. Yeah, it could get bad at night. I could have done it at midnight, I guess. I'd be sleeping right now. Everyone's saying hello. Robert Roberts is here. Hail to everyone. Xenu and Princess Xena. Or Princess Xena, I forgot about that show. I remember there was a video game on PS1. I think of that. And I remember playing it. It was just the demo disc, but we played it a lot. I should have just bought the game. It was kind of fun. Let's see. Have to jump away. Yeah, a lot of you are at work. I totally get that. So, yeah, I appreciate you tuning in, everybody. And yeah, we'll take a look at the campaign. All right, let me refresh this because it is early. 12 backers so far, jumped up to 26 backers. Wow, thank you so much, everybody. This is one I really got to thank every single backer. I want to applaud every single one of you for helping us. We set an $8,000 goal only because I think that's been pretty traditional for me for most of my books. I put an $8,000 goal. The truth is, I paid for the vast majority of this out of pocket, and so I could probably do this with $4,000, but 8,000 seems right. Like, it seems like the goals have to be the same. But yeah, we will see how it goes. So let me see. Let's look at some of these covers now. We're gonna focus on some of these. The Kelsey Shannon cover, everyone has been talking about for good reason. It's just amazing. This is an example of Kelsey Shannon finding some inspiration. He came to me and said, "Hey, you're doing Dracula. Can I do a piece for you?" And I said, "Sure." You know, the worst part is he actually said, "Hey, yeah, I saw you're doing Dracula. That's pretty cool." And I was like, "Yeah, I was gonna ask you, but I know you're busy." And he's like, I want to do, I want to do it." But you know, he was busy. I mean, things wouldn't work out. Not only that, but I had already got in touch with Donald to do Dracula quite a while ago. I mean, it was over a year ago, I think, that we had decided to do it. And Donald did a stellar job. And I think his art is uniquely perfect for it in a few ways. And I'll show you why. I'm planning on making a dirty soda today at some point. Not right now, though. There's too much going on. So we're going to do that. Hail descendant of Bram, hail chat. Hope you get all the monies. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Have I leaned into that enough? The kids are home and noisy. I'll see what I can do to hop on. Yeah, no worries, Eric. Either way, it's laid back. This is a fun stream. I'm late. Is there a first day backing perk? Yeah, let me talk about that now because I have Kelsey Shannon's cover up. Here is the deal. If you were on the list, you got secret perk. It's no secret that I do secret perks. So if you want to go for secret perk, find the email back that way. 2, though, for every single person, everyone, I don't care. Well, let me roll that back. If you back a digital copy, I'm not going to mail you a trading card because the point is to not have shipping. So digital, PDF excluded. Every other perk, if I'm shipping you something, it'll ship with a foil trading card featuring Kelsey Shannon's artwork right here. I talked about this with Kelsey, and we are saying, man, this glass right here is going to look so sweet with the foil because that's like the brightest part. It's going to be great. So you will get a foil trading card if you back day one. You don't have to do anything to make sure you lock that in. All you have to do is back it. I will keep track because today I launched at 9 a.m. for me ish, 9 a.m. By 9 a.m. tomorrow, I'm going to cut it off. I'll have the backer number, and that is the last backer that gets the foil trading card. If you didn't back in the first 24 hours, you just don't get the trading card. I'm sorry. But that's to reward those people that are jumping in and backing early. So that will feature Kelsey Shannon's cover art here. So you'll have a trading card for you there. If there are questions, let me know. Sketchosaurus Rex says backer number 31. Thank you so much, Sketchosaurus Rex. I super appreciate you. Even just comments. I always look at my videos, my very modest YouTube channel, and I'm still getting just awesome comments all the time. I love you guys. Christopher John just got off work, party time. Oh, right. It's actually, maybe it's a good time then. Best of luck. Thank you so much. Skits is here. I'm going to be streaming with Skits a little bit later today. Hope everyone is having a great day. Congratulations on the launch, Clint. Thank you. I got to talk more about Skits because I fumbled big time with Skits, and they have been so gracious and patient with me. So I'm going to be streaming with them later today, and very, very excited for their book as well. Backer number 35. Thank you so much, Krager4987. Appreciate you backing. All right, let me go through some more of this art. We'll refresh the campaign again as well. So down here, this is the Eric Canetti cover. You know, people will ask, Clint, how do you get covers from people like Eric Canetti? How do you do it? And it's just simply, you're just around, you talk to people, you develop a relationship naturally. I thought maybe it's a long shot because I know he's a busy guy and he probably gets asked to do covers all the time. So I asked him and he said yes. And here it is. Here's a cover. So I can't, you know, I can't make it any easier than that. It's fantastic. I'm really appreciative of Eric Canetti. He killed it. This piece captures the mood of the story very, very well. Has the same outfits, the masks for Dracula's wives, just the right tone. It's pretty fun. So I love that cover. Honestly, I'm 100% honesty here. I can't decide which is my favorite cover because I really like both of them. They're just fantastic covers. So we'll get into that. We're going to get into the interior art as well. Let me refresh the campaign and we will go from there. $1,800, 34 backers. Thank you so much for supporting Clint Stoker's Dracula. I hate having my name in that title. We'll just call it Dracula. Thank you so much for backing Dracula. I appreciate it. Getting this story out to the world is such a long time coming. I can't believe we're actually here now. This is awesome. Very cool. Iron Olsen said, "Whoops, missed the email. Enjoy the modest non-secret bundle tip." Thank you. Appreciate that. You can back secret perks. You can not bet secret perks. It's all good to me. But yeah, thank you so much. All right, so interior art. We do have a few other things to talk about today. We will, but right now, I mean, I don't want to bury the lead. This is what it's about. So black and white art in a Dracula book. I don't have lettered pages to show you here. I have just black and white pages, and I got to show you. I'll have to Google it. There's that famous. Let me. Here, I'll just Google it. Vlad the Impaler. What do they call it? A woodblock art or something like that. Here it is. Here's the image. I'll pull this over. So Vlad the Impaler, we know he was famously the guy that inspired Bram Stoker, my long lost great cousin, to write Dracula. And there's this horrible depiction of Vlad the Impaler. I can't find a good one that has the whole thing in view, but it's him eating human flesh. And then he's got all these bodies on pikes and a dude getting body parts to hand him. It's super weird and creepy. But what's interesting about this is it's super weird and creepy, and at the same time, it's very cartoony. Like it it just seems like it doesn't fit, and that makes it more unsettling. I don't know why, but you think you got to make something super realistic, hyper realistic to be scary, but this to me is scary. When I see the art like this, I thought I want somebody that has very stylized art. I think it needs to be black and white. And so enter Donald DeLay. Now, he obviously the art doesn't look exactly like that. It's just the inspiration of it. But Donald DeLay is so versatile with the art that he does. I've seen him do all sorts of different kinds of styles of art. I know you have as well. And it just he just knocked it out of the park. Very moody. We have gray tones in here. Like everything reads very well. It's not like a coloring book. I love this panel right here. Creepy stuff, black and white. I think perfect for Dracula. Donald was such a professional throughout this whole process. Fantastic. Character design, everyone always talks about this guy's hair here. There's some inspiration, some Island Boy inspiration from that for that. But this is Quincy. I have names and characters from the original Dracula, but this is not a retelling of Dracula. It really is an ode to Dracula. So that's kind of the angle. I'll get into the story as well, but I just got to say Donald DeLay he just did such a great job on the artwork, super professional about it. Yeah, absolutely would work with Donald again. I missed the email too, dang junk folder. That's the problem. They're getting better and better at filtering out email that you actually want to get. So yeah, you'll have to check it out. Delicious. I'm sure Peephole Circus, that's in reference to the Vlad the Impaler stuff. Pixel Trader is here. Yo, good to see you here. Donald Elay is a great artist. I agree. And I'm back. Good to see you back, Statistical Zero. Very cool. Well, let me refresh this. I'm just blindly refreshing this. One more backer. Beautiful. We're almost at $2,000, which is a very good place to be for just being mere minutes into a campaign. So that's a good place to be. All right. Last but not least, not last, but the next thing I want to talk about is the story itself. Inspiration in writing Dracula. Let me give you a little bit of the saga for how this came about. My last name is Stoker, and I like to write, and I've done that for a number of years. Ever since, in middle school, people would say, "Hey, Clint Stoker, Bram Stoker, are you guys related?" Dracula was the first book that I chose to read to do a report on, a written book report in school, only because his name's Bram Stoker, my name's Clint Stoker. After reading that book, I had to read all the classic monster books. The Invisible Man, Frankenstein. I loved Frankenstein. Those are the books that I liked in junior high. That's the stuff that I liked. So it's kind of weird now to be doing a Dracula story. Obviously, because so many people have asked about it, because the last name. So while that's a bit of a gimmick, because we're so distantly related, I'm not going to oversell it. It's been kind of fun to have this connection. So my story of Dracula truly is Clint Stoker's Dracula. It is not a retelling of Dracula 2.0, anything like that. This is paying homage to Dracula. It's as though the events in the novel just didn't happen. Maybe they did. Who knows? The novel doesn't exist in this universe, but there is a really powerful man. Here's the description I have. In modern America, new lawyer John Harker celebrates his engagement when he is contacted by his soon-to-be brother-in-law, who has witnessed something truly horrific while working for Dracula's empire. When Harker agrees to help, he's pulled into the strange and seductive world of the most powerful man nobody knows, Dracula. Some of the inspiration for this, I thought, Dracula today, who would he be? He'd be very wealthy, very powerful, connected, and yet an enigma. Uh, I've said before, Jeffrey Epstein is an interesting person to me in that he had been so powerful and been around for so long. I had heard of his name over the years, but I didn't know anything of him. Didn't really know anything. And even now, the man is dead, and it still seems like there's not that much about him because it's so hush hush because people got to keep quiet because he's got dirt on everyone. Um, so to me, that was a big inspiration because I thought Dracula would be something like that, a little bit like that. Dracula has motives, right? He has been alive a very long time. There we go. Epstein didn't suicide himself. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Uh, yeah. So a lot of those kinds of modern events I tried to tie into Dracula. Here's the thing though, too. Think about this. If I told Dracula and I said, "There's garlic, there's mirrors, there's steaks, there's Dracula not having a reflection," some of the weird stuff with Dracula that when you read it for the first time, not knowing anything about vampire lore, you would read it and it's unsettling because you don't understand it. And so I do have things like garlic, uh, wooden stakes, yada yada yada. But I had to come up with new things to make it work as a horror, to make you feel a little uneasy and off. Part of that was Donald DeLay's artwork, and which he did amazing on. There are a few other elements like bugs that are sort of symbolic in it. I won't ruin everything. I want you to experience it, but there are a few other things that you have to add in because that's what horror does. So it was really fun to play with this as a writer because I've never written straight on horror before, and really took it as almost like short form storytelling. It was just I don't know. It was really fun to write. Big challenge, but super fun. Uh, yeah, yeah. So do enjoy it. Black and white interiors. Obviously, you've seen the covers. Lettered by Eric Weathers, who did a fantastic job. I could probably pull up some of his lettering as well. And yeah, we have some other fun things in the campaign. So let me check up on Roland's here. Just finished my shower. What happened? Well, we launched Dracula. That's what happened. But it's great to see you here, Roland, especially showered, fresh and clean. Good to have you here. Van Beast is true. As long as there's a secret perk, as long as the secret perk tier doesn't expire, I may still back that. I need to keep some funds free for King Cryptid tonight. I hear you. It is limited, so it won't expire, but it is limited. So if it's gone, it's gone. And I will definitely be backing King Cryptid tonight. Oh yeah, 2K. Did we hit 2K? Let's see. Refreshing. All right. 37 backers. Thank you so much, everybody. We passed $2,000. We're at 2,055. Thank you for backing the campaign. So far, 37 of you have decided to take the plunge into Dracula. And now I already have people saying, backer number 40. General Piggy, hello. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Eric Weather says, how long are you going to stream this morning? The plan was for about an hour and a half. So for me, well, I guess it would be 2 hours. Probably an hour and a half from now ish. At 11, I have another stream, but I'll be back on later. Backer number 40. Thank you. Really appreciate it. We'll never forget it. Let's see. I'm going to pack Dracula after I move. Okay. That's fair. Limited, Clint. My FOMO is kicking in. I know that's what it does. That's what it does. Also, remember, backing today gets you that foil trading card. So you will have this Kelsey Shannon cover trading card format, and it is going to be foil. I'm really excited about it. I want to just get them printed, but I got to wait and see how many people we have day one. So yeah, first 24 hours, any backer, secret perk, any backer, except for if you just get the digital PDF, because I'm not mailing anything to you. So I can't just slip it in the mail. That would sort of defeat the purpose of just having a digital only perk. But that's where we're at. Good stuff. So we've already passed $2,000, just really a few minutes into launching the campaign. And yeah, I'm looking forward to just seeing how the campaign. I'm really honestly what I'm most excited about is shipping the book out and seeing what you all think about it. All right, so let's take. Oh wait, I'm gonna make sure I got questions here. Is the secret perk available to those on the Dracula newsletter? Yes, you should have got an email today, as long as it's my newsletter, not some other Dracula newsletter. But yeah, it should be there. So I would check your junk mail if you're not seeing it yet. I sent it what 25 minutes ago, something like that. Maybe longer, maybe 30 minutes ago. Uh I think the limit on the secret perk is like 70. Yeah, I think you're right. Yep, that made the numbers work out. So you're good so far. But all right, let's take a break here for some out of context comic panels. We're gonna check in with Dracula. I can't just constantly be shilling the camp. Well, nearly constantly shilling the campaign. But here we go. Let's see if any of these are very good. See, Wendy is an unusual name because the end comes in the middle. Wendy. That's hilarious, Robin. This is the kind of stuff that would be making comic books better. Let's check this one. Looks like Green Arrow is being fired at from behind. Swell. And I bet each of them explode on contact. Oh gosh. Some of these are so great. I'll even read through comics in context and you see a panel and you're like, that would not work today. That would not fly, but it's great. I could well feel at peace in the solitude of the sea, but even here, peace is shattered by passion. Oh my. Here we go. Most people on Dracula secretly call me a dictator. Your friends, certain scientists, hope to overthrow me and establish a government of the people and want you to lead the revolt. I don't. That one. It's not as funny out of context. Stop it. Stop it. No more, please. No more blood. No more pain. Some of these are great. Some are just, they're having a hard time. Lost moments regained. That looks like a moment right there. Jeez. Okay, that could be more modern Marvel. I have grown weary of inactivity since I last saw action as the Black Widow. She's got a beer gut, maybe. Cool. Well, there it is. What comic books are coming out today? There's another question. Let me check in with the chat. Let's see. Frick, I might miss the secret perk. Oh no, I don't know when you're moving, but it won't ship until August. That's when things are shipping. Can I ask what the thought was around doing it for 41 days versus the typical 40? I had it set to 40 days, so I'm not sure why it says 41. I actually did that for my last campaign. I didn't do the whole. It's in my experience, if you do 30 days and then you say, psych, we're going to extend the campaign, you get a bump in the middle of the campaign. But in my experience, you don't get a bump at the end of the campaign because you already used your bump. I don't know that works all the way across. It's going to go in demand, but yeah, it's kind of random. So we're doing 40. The goal is 40 days, but now it's 41. Yo, yeah, yo boy, is that what you mean? I don't know. Hey, y'all, congrats to Clint for swinging right out of the gate. Thank you, Camel Moon. Great to see you here. Yeah, great stuff. Camel Moon has done colors for Fatal, and I'm always amazed at his ability to color killer stuff, man. Man, Stan was really terrible at writing natural dialogue with characters all sounding like him. Yeah, I think Stanley had a unique talent in his ability to sell characters. That can't be understated, but creating new characters or coming up with concepts for characters that were then marketable, I think he was better at that than he was writing. But that's so important. I mean, that's part of the reason why these characters have lasted so long. No worries, just curious. Yeah, yeah, it's all good. All right, let's refresh this. I'm just blindly refreshing because I don't know where we're at. That's a nice jump though. 43 backers. Thank you all for helping to support Dracula and help me keep making comic books. That's at the end of the day, this is the reason why, and the only reason why I can make comic books is because you guys are all supporting it. So we have $2,400, 34 backers. Campaign is just fresh. If you've already backed the campaign, I love you forever. I do appreciate you. If you want to keep supporting the campaign, maybe you can't back today because, like Roland, you're moving, trying to figure it out. Go ahead and share it on social media, wherever you want to share it. You know, maybe you're on the bus. Tell the guy next to you, hey, did you know Clint Stoker's Dracula is live on Indiegogo? That would work too. Any of that is a good idea. But yeah, help me spread the word. That'll help amplify things. In the meantime, I expect, emails go out in the morning. People are at work. They start checking they start checking their email, and then they start backing campaigns and things like that because that's more fun than being at work. I know how it works. I know how it works. Good stuff. So this time I did end up doing the t-shirt because, again, I was going with the simplicity. I made a version of the t-shirt that had the top of Eric Canetti's artwork right here. His illustration was sort of at the top, but it actually, from any sort of a distance, just sort of looked jumbled. It was hard to tell what was going on. So we went with just the logo, which was done by Zevius, by the way, who has done a lot of fantastic logos for comics all over the place. He's done a lot of great stuff. So he did that logo for me. He did a killer job. Now it'll be featured on a t-shirt. It has the fang. Let's get a better look at it. Where is it? Oh my goodness. I need to just put the logo in here somewhere. Yeah. So you can see it big, but it kind of looks like fangs that are dripping in blood. So it works good red or white. In this case, we're doing red. PDF this time, that's different. Trading card set. I'll show you. I got to show you some of the trading card set stuff because it turned out to be really cool. Meanwhile, as it's due comic book day, I'm just glancing over at what is coming out through Marvel Comics. I actually haven't done this in a while. I used to do it like often, frequently. I would check this exact page and see like what's the new releases that are coming out. Here they are, and Dracula is among them. So yeah, it's not Marvel, obviously, but it's still new comic book day. Speaking of, I saw this video which was fantastic. This came out, when was this? Back in January. It wasn't all that long ago, but it seems like I find myself, because I've been talking about the comic book industry for so long, and a lot of that's happening in the comic book industry has been pretty crazy. So I find myself fault finding, and that, I don't know, it gets old. It's like I said it, we've already been over this. But actually, to hear this guy, it's Gundam. He said he went through this whole video, and he did such a good job of explaining why there are problems, and he did it in an entertaining and funny way. It was all edited great. He did a fantastic job. I got to play like one segment of it, but he made a few good points that I want to talk about as well. Let me check in with the chat real quick though. Aaron Olson, thank you for dropping links. Yes, please do. Yoi is a genre of Japanese male homoerotica. Oh wow, this is going a different direction. I thought I mentioned it in reference to that New Gods panel. Oh, yeah, there's some of that for sure. The video actually talks a little bit about why that is a problem. The guy on the bus next to me has now called the police, charging me with pushing Transylvanian rights. Oh, gosh. That'll work out. Talk to the police too. They might like it. I remember a long time ago checking CBR often. Then that site fell terribly. Crappy articles and pop-up ads. Even now, I find it so hard. Like if I'm trying to make content for a video, it used to be a good go-to to just Google comics news, and there was always something in the news that was worth making a video about. Now it'll say, here's the new releases coming out this Wednesday. but that's it. Like there's nothing exciting or interesting happening that's new. Like it's just been this slow bleed that I don't know. It's crazy to think about it. But okay, I gotta stop sharing. I'm gonna play you a little bit of this video. The beginning part was pretty funny. Hold on, I gotta remember sure to share correctly. Share screen, system audio, share. No, there, share. Here we go. All right. So in this case, let me just play a little bit of this.
Diamond is it. That's how you get your comic books. If you're a comic book retailer, I am a comic book retailer, a brick and mortar comic book retailer, Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash, located in beautiful downtown Redback, New Jersey, currently closed due to the pandemic and stuff. So I'm very familiar with the good folks at Diamond. Why?
Because Diamond has stopped shipping books.
That reaction was so good. I knew that interview existed somewhere, but I didn't realize the action his cut was great.
Funny if it weren't so pathetic. No, what the heck? I'll laugh anyway.
The Western comic book industry, what was once a mighty medium with amazing characters and crazy levels of storytelling and creativity, is now a shallow husk of its former glory. It's barely able to keep downwind of manga, which is sprinting off into the distance. Okay,
I'm gonna stop him there. So this is essentially the thesis of his whole video. Again, these are things that we've all been talking about. But like, what is the difference between a comic book that you really want to read, that you must have, in a comic book, or and whatever, like current stuff that's coming out? One of them is making a lot of money and the other is not. One of them, this is the amazing part. He said there are more people pirating manga than there are buying American comic books. That is staggering. To not even be interested enough to pirate it. I just it's crazy when you think about it. So a few good points. He actually brings up some long time ones. Let's see, so many clips could cut in here. But he's got Kelsey DeConnick in here saying, the full circle, you get the full story. When you back up and you look at the past, since whatever, 2017, we'll say 2016. When you look at that now from hindsight and we have that perspective, it's kind of nutty because you can see on, one foot and then the other. First, Kelsey DeConnick saying, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my comic books. So soon after saying, hey, the comic books industry is in real trouble because people aren't buying comic books. Shops are going out of business at a record rate. Seeing that in this context, hindsight, it's staggering. And I think it's going to be much more easy to diagnose what the problem is. It'll be so clear what the problem is in hindsight. I really do believe that this will be remembered for mainstream comics as a time, when they were desperate for sales, and the way that they did that is identity politics. That's the way that they achieved it. I got to get to let's see.
But never to the point of letting it interfere with the story or hitting the reader over the head.
I got to get a little bit earlier with that. He's talking about social issues. Hold on here.
Or agenda pushing.
I've always tried to do our stories so that it didn't matter if you were of the white race, the black race, the brown race, or whatever. So social issues I try to get in the background or underlaying a plot, but never to the point of letting it interfere with the story or hitting the reader over the head.
I've never
Jack Kirby.
I've never confined my art to a particular section of humanity. I love people in general. My art reflects it. And that's the way it's always been.
The modern day.
Enough said. Yeah, so he goes on to make the point that it comes down to like how you feel when you're reading it. How you feel. And if you're reading a comic book the goal is that you're supposed to be entertained, and it's escapism. You're gonna entertain yourself. But in this case, what he did is he went ahead and you read comic books and you are constantly being beat over the head, and you're the bad guy constantly. Contrasting that with manga, where he's just into the story, and the stories they're so outlandish in some cases that's why they're so cool. Anyway, I like this video. Check it out. It's a Gundam. Check that out. It's like 23 minutes long, so it's not small, but it was pretty entertaining. All right, let's check back in with Dracula and see where we're at. $2,700, 47 backers. Thank you so much for your support of Clint Stoker's Dracula. I'm really excited to get this book out to everybody. It's been really, really fun to put together. Working with Donald on it has been fantastic. If you want to help us, what I'd love is to crush that day one goal and just continue making comic books. So thank you for your support so far. If you're one of those 47, don't forget to share it so people know that it's out there. And yeah, as the day goes on, I will be going on other streams as well. Let's see. Seems like a lifetime ago. The old days were fun, though. I know. The weird thing too is just looking back to like 2018 feels like a long time ago, and it seems like we should be moving into the next era in comic books. We got to be getting closer, right? Surely, so we can remember this is the weird spot in comics. Press J or K on the keyboard to skip 10 seconds ahead or back. Oh, that's helpful. I did not know that. Al Pacino. that Jack Kirby. Metatron's Cube, backer number 52. Thank you so much, Metatron's Cube. I appreciate you backing it. And also, here's Eric Weathers.
Hey, it's me. How about that? Can you hear me?
You. Yeah, you sound good. I hear no kids in the background starting fires or anything like that. Not yet.
No, not yet. Not yet. But we'll see how the day goes. You never know.
Yeah.
That's not a dirty soda. It looks like a clean soda. What's going on?
Yeah, I bought 2 sodas so I could try a dirty soda. I thought, you know what? I'm going to save it for the afternoon stream.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to get too crazy in the morning.
Oh yeah, I'm just like, I gotta make sure I'm agile and I can fix things if I need to. So far though, no one has said, I haven't had any like real hiccups in the actual campaign setup, so that's nice.
We'll find something.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be. Manga always have had social commentary too, but it's been more subtle than modern American comic books. Yeah. I mean, even Stan Lee said they'd have social issues that were in the background, like they existed in the world, but it wasn't the point of the story. It didn't hit you over the head.
There were like a few sprinkled in, but
yeah,
it was like more broad, like alcoholism. Those are the ones that came to the forefront.
So that same video too brought up an interesting question. So people on Twitter, when all this kind of went down, were saying comics are for everyone. And he said, if comics are for everyone, then why isn't everyone buying them? And that really got me thinking, because at first you think, well, duh, yeah, well, anyone can read comics.
Yeah, that's that's the word. Comics are for anyone, not everyone.
Absolutely.
I've never liked a comics are for everyone catchphrase, because it's like, yeah, I don't know, grandma, at least not mine.
Yeah, I mean, it's also just traditionally, it could shift too, but there's a reason why stereotypes exist. And the comic book fan stereotype was pretty brutal for a long time. Because it's a nice way to be the outsider, and it would appeal to that crowd. If you feel like you don't quite fit in, or you can, whatever. And clearly it can be for anyone. Yeah, but not for everyone. Good stuff.
There you go. See, we've cracked it. The case is solved. On to the next.
Yeah.
Congrats, by the way, dude.
Thank you.
You did it. You launched it. You should hit
Launched it.
refresh. It's important.
Oh yeah, let me check this. Did we do it? All right. 52 backers.
52.
This is the new 52.
And I think that number is gonna I think the number is gonna bump up because when I refreshed it, it said 50 and the price was the same. So yes, man, Dracula, you've done it. It's we're live. We're making it happen.
Yeah, it's growing.
It is growing. Well, yeah. The Stoker estate, obviously getting their cut. Hopefully,
yeah. They'll have to pry it from my cold dead hands, but I'm sure they'll get it. Yeah,
they're called undead hands.
Right. Exactly. I got to ask you for lettering on this because I really got thinking about it when you're doing sound effects and things like that. Because it's black and white interior pages, did that feel limiting to you, or was it just you? I'm just curious. Like for a black and white book, how is your approach different?
I didn't use color, so there's that.
Oh, okay.
It's really simple. I wouldn't say it was limiting. I think limits are a great thing. I think limits unlock potentials that you don't consider and options you don't consider. So. No, I didn't feel limited because my approach wasn't any different other than picking, it's not a bright red sound effect. There's not a bright red splort anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
At least not bright red, at least. It's a different color. It's gray or white or black.
A gray one, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It just it's interesting when you take it back to grayscale. I don't know, but yeah, it looked great. You did a killer job with the lettering. I think this for me was a record as far as lettering goes, because normally I get a book lettered from you and then I go through and nitpick and send you changes and then nitpick some more and send some more changes.
Never-ending changes.
Yeah, this time around I feel like it was the fewest changes. And at the end, it was just like there's a comma missing, Yeah,
it did go quick. It certainly did go quick, which was nice. It's always good to have. Sometimes you get a lot of revisions. You're like, oh my gosh, here we go again. And sometimes you don't get any, and you think, oh, it must have been perfect, but it's never perfect. So revisions are important, people. But yeah, you definitely streamlined it, and you had it. Was it proofread before you did it, or are you just getting better? What happened?
I think a little bit of both. I proofread it before I sent it to you every time, but I did more proofreading and had more people proofreading, so that was helpful. And then I don't know. I think it was just I don't know. I'm just more experienced, perhaps. Maybe that's it.
There you go. That'll do it.
Yeah. Any incorrect commas again? They're always like you send it to print and then you approve the proof, and what's going to happen is the day that I get it in my hands, I notice something that's a mistake.
You're going to open it right up to the middle, and it's the first thing you see.
Yeah, that's.
I remember doing that with a couple of spots in Battlebrick Road. I was like, oh my gosh! Luckily, there were proofs. So anything else that's there that nobody's pointed anything out, I'm sure they will, and I'm sure it will be plenty. But we read it, hundreds of times, and had my wife, who's a copy editor, look at it, and all sorts of. Zeb has writer friends, and and I'm like, don't. There was a coloring mistake that we didn't catch that made it to print.
Oh,
that will be fixed on a reprint, but it's like, how do we not notice? Like something silly like Thea's pants changed color in one panel.
Dang. Well, speaking of changing pants in one panel,
yes,
that's not a good segue. But we just passed $3,000.
Woo!
Thank you, everybody, for supporting Dracula. Oh, Eric is gone. His work here is done. Oh,
I got psyched. I had to leave.
Yeah. You're like, woo! I'm out.
Audi 5000. or something like that. I don't know.
That's crazy. Sci-fi for me makes a good point. George Lucas had limits. He revolutionized Hollywood as a result.
That's true.
There are always limits. Having no sound in a comic book, like no audible sound, is a limitation. But that's what Eric's for. Then you can write them out.
I bring those sounds to life. I make you hear them within your inner conscience.
Yeah. Roland says, good luck with that suit, the lawsuit. Dracula's basically been public domain since Stoker's widow passed. It's true. Yeah. No one has said anything yet, and we'll just hope it stays that way. Another 1,000 down. Awesome. Thank you very much. There we're at 3,025. Thank you for the congrats. Yeah, I'm still giving out applause. People are so quick at the beginning, but if you are backing now, I'm sure we have like some churn of people. If you are backing now, do put your backer number in the chat, and we'll salute you as you deserve. Riot Kitty is here. Dracula. Hello, Riot Kitty. Great to see you.
Hello.
Good stuff.
I ate a cookie before I came on, and it made my throat itchy.
Now you have to drink. What is that, a dirty soda?
It's a dirty coffee. It's just I did my own cold brew.
There you go.
We got a cold brew pitcher because why not? I was doing it in the mason jar, and would just put the grounds, grind the beans, put the grounds in the water, and just set it in a mason jar, and then filter it after the fact the next day. But now we have a cold brew, like five cup mason jar that's enormous, and it has its own metal filter, so I do it that way. So
well, it
riveting conversation.
So
I get it.
Dirty. Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. I don't put anything else in my coffee, so it's clean coffee. It's just coffee. There's no sugar or milk or juice or Pepsi or anything.
Yeah. Well, I looked up a whole bunch of recipes today. I was trying to find one that I want to go with. So maybe we'll have to vote. And then in my afternoon stream, I'll make one. But Cryptic Comics
at
says,
home, or are you going to go get one?
I think I should make it at home. That would be
custom,
a little bit more interesting, maybe.
Stoker soda.
Yeah, I could go get one. That would work too. I want to be able to live stream that. I guess it would bring it home afterward. So maybe we could just vote on one, and then bring it home, see what it tastes like.
Yeah, it's gonna get nuts.
Yeah. Cypher for me, seeing a number of posts / sites confirming that Dracula is in the public domain. Yeah, for sure he is. Mm-hmm. I just like to joke about it. Pixel Trader says, probably not the time for this discussion, but I noticed your digital is only $5 less than the hardcover. I feel that's way too steep, but maybe I'm wrong. It's one of those things that I don't know what to price it at, but
no, keep it high. Why not?
Most of the money, yeah, it was expensive to make the book. So, and most of that was not the printing, at least not yet. So, I don't know.
It was me. I demand a higher page rate than the penciler these days.
Yeah.
See? That's my way to fight inflation.
Oh yeah. You gotta knock the penciler down.
I asked for a page rate raise, and it was just adding a 0 to the end of my page rate from last year.
I need to talk to my boss about that. Just add a 0.
Just add a 0.
Let's see. Eric Weathers, dude. Yeah, I've got a picture as well, and it's great. Oh, his cold brew coffee. I still filter out the picture as well. Comes in nice and smooth.
Yeah, it's the first use I got. I really dig it. It's like one of those metal filters. It's long, and anyways. So about the digital copy. So I was I was reading through Twitter one day. I don't know if you've heard of Twitter.
Heard rumors.
But there's an artist on there named Otis Frampton, who does Oddly Normal, and he does a lot of. He's doing a Wizard of Oz, Patchwork Girl of Oz book, and he's got a Substack going. Anyways, he was talking about campaigns that offer digital copies, thinking they should make the digital like deluxe in some way, where there's more in that, because you're asking a higher price for a digital product. So like, I don't know what it just made me think like, what could you put in there? Maybe not specifically in Dracula, but just in general, how you can make the digital,
pump it up.
Yeah. Pump up the jam a little bit. So like I'm a big fan of Pepe Larraz, who could be better suited than on the current X-Men run. But he's drawing it anyways. He did, I think it was House of X. #1, they did a director's cut. So it was like the front of the book was just the regular comic as you got it. In the middle was the script. And then the last third of the book was no dialogue. And then pages, facing pages were line art and colors. And then it's, super deluxe version of it. And I thought that might be some way to do that digital deluxe edition. Just as a way for people that are spending $20 on it or whatever the price is to feel like they're getting their money's worth.
Yeah, I looked up, I did some polls. This was several months ago, trying to figure out other digital items that people would find use of. And I did think I could add, hey, you're going to get a wallpaper too, or like other digital items that come with it. Yeah, I think like you're saying, make it a special version so that there's additional content pages in there. I think that's also good, especially where you can still get, like if you're getting the PDF in addition to whatever else you're getting, then you still have access to that content if you want it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm totally open to that. I mean, and the nice thing is too at these campaigns, I can add stuff, next week. Like
you could add stuff this very second. Yeah.
This very second. Yeah. I have to figure out exactly what, but yeah, it's not a bad idea at all. AL, good to see you here. Stoker Soda, a tie-in product for Dracula. Could be. The funny thing is I don't drink that much soda. I would try to drink less soda, but today's an exception. Statistical 0. Blood orange flavor would be on the nose flavor. Guys, I made a dirty soda video that is so horrendous that involves blood oranges. I really wanted to post it. I made it Saturday. I wanted to post it on Saturday, but I'm going to post it tomorrow. So I just have content tomorrow. So look forward to a new Dracula themed soda tomorrow. It was I'll let you guess what it tasted like, but it was pretty bad. Include production art. Otis Frampton did it came out on a Wednesday, covered 2, I think issue number 9.
Yeah, actually he's going to be doing a piece for Battlebrick Road 2.
Oh, it really? Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to have him do. I'm getting away from the fold out posters, so there'll be prints like Malin does with the Graveyard Shift, the 9x6 prints. I think you've done that too. That way I'm not having to fold posters and do all that. And I'm going to have him do in his cute style, have him do some badass Battlebrick Road characters. So
yeah,
I got to get him the reference, the character design stuff. So
absolutely. Yeah, makes sense. Krager 4987 says, I like what Arendt has been saying about campaigns. He said that you aren't just getting a book, you're investing in the people involved, which will only help us grow. That's a really good point, because I mean, at the end of the day, it still is crowdfunding, even though I have paid for this book to exist.
Yeah,
I paid for it because, well, a few reasons, but one of those reasons is because people backed the last Downcast book, and so I had profits to work into this, and so I could say, hey, we're doing a Patreon. There are many people that do that. We're doing a Patreon, and that'll help fund a book ahead of time. Any number of things, join the channel, whatever. But in this case, it's like, it just comes down to the crowdfunding campaign. So yeah, I think you're right. I can make digital more special, but I don't think like doing a really cheap digital copy, I don't think is where we want to be. It's expensive to make books.
Yeah. And give the
Junk Man,
the backer a variety. Like when I did the digital version of Flying Fortress, I did a PDF and I did a CBZ because people have their comic readers and some of them don't import PDFs and they have their certain collections certain ways. So it's very easy to do that with the CBZ file. Is you just put it all in a zip file and then rename the zip file CBZ and then you're done. That's it. That's all it takes. So,
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do that too then. Why not? I think I'm going to add more. I'm convinced. I'm going to add more to that digital perk where people.
You got to get that song in there.
The
song that your friend didn't do in time.
Oh yeah. If he does it, because I told him I'm launching that campaign. Like I remember I told him 2 weeks ago and he's like, oh yeah, there's plenty of time. It's like, are you sure?
They always say that.
And here we are. But that could be fun though, like midway campaign. If I release a video, it might actually make some interest in it.
Yeah.
AL says, okay, backed. Have a good day. Thank you so much, AL. Appreciate you for backing. We're going to have to refresh the campaign here pretty soon.
I think so.
Let me catch up here real quick, though. Roland says, for me, I'm thinking about the bonus stuff collector's edition of games included with both physical and virtual releases, like the game's soundtrack, the art book are included in both versions.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you could get skins. Oh, wait. That probably didn't work in comics.
Yeah.
You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
Skins for games.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how you would do that for books. It'd be variant covers, I guess. Yeah. That's what it would end up.
You will get both covers though, right? With the digital copy.
Yeah, I guess
you can even do virgin covers.
They'd just be stacked on top of each other.
Sure.
Yeah, I could do virgin covers too. I really like the idea of doing a wallpaper. I'm trying to think of how I do that. You could have I could include all the trading card art as well in it. That way you get that.
Just don't make it 300 DPI print resolution, you know?
Yeah. I got to find the optimal way to do the digital files. We'll have to chat sometime. Because I know how to do it, but like in theory, I can make the file. But I can make it really big or really small. I'm not sure what the best is. Pixel Trader says having extra digital items would be great for digital backers. I also feel like digital copies should be included standard with physical backing. I shelf my physical and read digital because of toddlers. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, and I've backed campaigns where you get the digital automatically too. So I think you're onto something. I can pump up that digital tier. I think that's a good idea. For sure, I'm going to. I'll make it more official, though. I'll put out an announcement. I'm not saying you need to be $5 for digital, but even 10 to 15-ish doesn't seem like a loss leader. Yeah, I hear you. So it's something to consider. I've done digital before, but it's been a while, so I'm still kind of not sure. Andy A is here. He says, hey ho, Clint, glad to see you out and about. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate you dropping by for the Dracula launch campaign. I'd rather not get a skin along with my book, Eric.
Hey, you know what? Things happen during fulfillment. I'm just saying.
The Ed Gein cover, right? With skin.
Things happen. Yeah.
Include a cover gallery. Absolutely. That's something I'll tell you. Yes, I'm going to have all the covers, I'll make it an official announcement, but I'm going to have to I'm going to have to figure out exactly everything I can put in, because I even have some character design stuff that Donald did early on, just some concept character stuff I could include as well. That would be pretty cool, because we're not limited to the page count. Yeah. Phone size.
That's it, right? No page count.
That's a great idea, right? Phone size wallpaper. I have to figure out wouldn't this cover essentially work for that?
It'd be close, but you'd have to add something to the top or bottom, stretch it out or crop it on the sides, because phones are kind of tall and skinny.
They're longer.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's, I mean, if you look at Kelsey's cover, Photoshop could probably take the tile texture up top and bring it higher.
Oh yeah.
Just with their algorithm that they have now, their smart draw or whatever it's called. I forget what it's called, but You know what?
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna
would
test
be
it out
cool.
right now.
That would be very
Content
cool.
aware fill. That's what it's called. I'm gonna test it out right now.
We'll see how it works.
We'll see
In the
how it works.
meantime, I got a super chat here from Christopher John for $5. Thank you, Christopher John. Appreciate you. He says, "Hello, Eric. When did you start drawing letters? It's an art form I hold close to my heart, like Huerta."
I started lettering in 2017. Well, I started lettering professionally in 2017. I started lettering my own books when I was working on Flying Fortress back in 2011. So since then, but as a pro since 2017, started with a small indie book called Frankenaut, and then jumped in on Graveyard Shift and Jawbreakers, and the rest is history.
Part of the reason you got that job too, you have no idea the number of people I've told that story to as well. Like in my in real life, that hey, I know this guy that he saw that someone had poor lettering, and he said, "Hey, it could look like this." Essentially, like you showed, it was Jawbreakers, if I remember correctly. You said, "Hey, your lettering's not very good." You said it in a probably nice way. Here, and then you showed an example what you could do.
Yeah.
And boom, that's it.
Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, it helped because I had already started working on Jawbreakers. Sorry, I get them mixed up in my head. I had already started working with John on Graveyard Shift, and since John was on Jawbreakers, I only had like 4 or 5 pages. I was only 4 or 5 pages in, but then your boy Zach posted that tweet, and I said, I already know that I can do better than what he's doing. So I emailed him right away and said, "This is no good." No, I said, ultimately I said, I think good art or bad lettering can kill an otherwise great looking book. So let me help you out. So the rest is his story.
Absolutely. I think we have Matt Fowler in the chat somewhere because people are saying hi. I think I missed him somewhere. Oh, there he is. Morning, guys. Hello. Kamir is here too. Hello. Great to see y'all. Good stuff. All right, let's refresh this campaign. Doing it blindly. There we go. $3,400, 61 backers. Thank you very much, everybody who is supporting my take on Dracula. It's great to see. I think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna hit this goal. Day
I think
one.
so. I mean, you're
fantastic.
You're basically halfway there.
Pretty darn close.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll I think we're doing pretty good. So thank you everybody for backing it. Hardcover books. People miss this a lot. I think I don't say it enough, but these are hardcover copies of Dracula. They're black and white interiors, art by Donald DeLay, who, as I showed you, some of the inspiration for why I wanted to pick Donald DeLay. And yeah, fantastic book. It was so fun to write this. It was very challenging, but really, really fun. I tried a few different versions, and this was the one that spoke to me. I was really happy with it.
It's really cool seeing him do. I mean, it's obviously Donald's work, but it's different. It's a different style. It's a different approach than what we've normally seen him do. And that's always fun to see somebody's, range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny too. When we got started on it, we were talking about, well, what should Dracula look like? And I had my references were just real people. Like I like this actor's like stoic look. I like this thing, and I kind of just sent it to him. And then the discussion was style, and so he was looking at some of Frank Miller's Sin City, kind of for the black and white, heavy blacks kind of style. He looked at, I don't even remember everything, but he looked at a few different artists to try and figure out what angle he wanted to take. And it's just interesting to me that Donald doesn't just say, "Oh, here's my art style that I draw in." For every single project, he approaches it and like, how do I approach this the correct way? The best way for the story,
right?
Which was interesting. So I'd love to do another story with Donald where it's like full on big muscular, Donald, the guys that Donald loves to draw.
Yeah, guys that are 2/3 large on the top and very small in the below the waist. I didn't mean it that way, but they have short legs and giant upper bodies.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be really fun to do a book. We actually kind of bounced around a couple ideas that could work for something like that. So yeah, we'll see. But he did a killer job on this book. Yeah, really fun. I love seeing it together, especially lettered. It just then makes it feel finished. So
it's a real book at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Statistical to 0 is have a good day, everyone. He's got to go. I have to head out to go to work now. Go get it. Looking forward to having this in my collection. Thank you so much for popping in. Good luck on your work day. Everyone's saying bye. Donald loves the blacks. Heavy blacks.
He does. He loves heavy blacks.
Yeah. I read this book in high school. Yes. Still can't remember how Harker described Dracula's appearance. Yeah, that's interesting. I'd have to think back on that. So much of Dracula is also, well, what was in the book and then what is just in pop culture from movies, because so much has been done with Dracula that it is interesting. Something that I found interesting that is a part of this is that to kill a vampire, you don't just stab them through the heart with a stake. In the novel, you have to stab them through the heart, remove their head, and stuff the mouth full of garlic. It's this. That
you have to do all of that.
All of that. That's the ritual to kill a vampire and make sure that they're dead. So pretty interesting. Also, the garlic was if you got bitten, if you got bit by a vampire, then it would kind of help stave off you turning into a vampire, make you feel a little bit better.
Like an antidote.
Yeah, or it was like a Band-Aid, I guess. It would do something. I don't think it would solve your problems, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. Eric Canetti is here. We've got his cover up on the screen here. Great to see you, Eric. He absolutely crushed this cover. So
it's beautiful. Good. It's absolutely beautiful. By the way, share my screen. I screenshotted something back in 2018.
Reaction to oh, that's so funny.
So that's what happened after he hired me, was that tweet went out, because he had posted like lettering jawbreakers. I said, nah, bro. So that was the tweet that came up 6th of September 2018. So it's been like 4 years, 5 years. I don't know how years work, but it's been that long since I've been doing it.
It must have felt good too, him saying a pro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that was back in 2018 when things were like heated. Yeah. And I remember him saying that he hired me on a video, and he said my name. I was like, oh no, because he had hate watchers at the time way more than he does now. And I was like, now it's out of the bag, but it is what it is.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. It's, that is just really cool. It's one of those things too, like when you have really good art and you're pulling out all the stops, like you don't stop on the lettering, like,
yeah,
that's like the analogy I have is it's like having dirty underwear on. Like you've got all these new clothes, so fresh and clean, but you're still wearing dirty underwear. It's like, it's not, no, that's bad. Yeah. So Eric Canetti's here. I want to ask Eric questions about the cover too. And I know that he looked at character designs. I sent him a bunch of pages that Donald had done, and that's the way he looked at how the characters were designed, obviously. But I don't know. Yeah, the inspiration for this and all the behind the scenes stuff, I don't know what he was doing, but it was great. It was cool. I love that Dracula is the center of attention here, and that there's this kind of monochromatic redness everywhere. It really draws him out. So I love that.
I like the bat in the background.
Yeah,
because it's one of those things that you don't, at least for me, I just see it as sort of background design at a glance, because you're looking at the characters. They have this striking, his eyes and these ladies and all of that, and then you step back and you go, oh, cool. That's not just lines back there. There's an actual intent to it, which is what you should expect from Eric. But I feel weird saying people with my name.
I hear that.
You know,
when I was promoting, I don't remember which book it was. One of the books, I was on the cycle at the same time as Clint Helsinki.
Oh, there you go. Helsinki.
And we'd be on so many streams at the same time. It was confusing.
Yeah, I bet so. There's a lot of Erics out there too. There's a lot of Erics in and around our orbit here. So in the chat, creators, it gets confusing.
Here's Donald DeLay, the man himself. He can't join today. He's got to pick up his kid from school. Yeah, and guys, I just Donald is doing his thing, and I just launched it. So, Donald, you have the link, and I'll be streaming later. I'd love to stream with you at some point, but I totally get that you have a life and you're doing stuff. And but yeah, you did absolutely killed this artwork. I'm really, really happy with how it turned out, and much respect to Donald DeLay on his artwork here. So I'd love to pick your brain about it on air sometime. I think that'd be fun. But yeah, no worries. I get you're busy. Roland says cheaping out on the lettering of a book is like cheaping out on Foley in a motion picture. That's the like sound effects and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, I agree, Roland. I agree. There are certain instances that they kind of still crop up where you're like, man, not even obviously I want jobs, but it's like, you didn't even have to hire me, but you don't always do it yourself.
Yeah.
If you can afford to hire somebody, please do.
Yeah. To me, if you're going to letter, if you want to learn how to letter, draw your own thing too. Or you could probably do this. Like, get original pages. And in fact, I'll totally offer this out too. If you want to learn how to letter, I will send you a script and pages of something that's already come out, like a Downcast issue or something like that. And you can practice.
We need to work on something because I'm going to. So I have a goal, if you will. I'm a very busy man, but teaching what I know is something I've wanted to do for a couple of years now, and having that as one of the things I do. Having basically a practice set where there's a script and there's artwork, and we can give the resources to have somebody basically try it out.
Yeah.
I would, if you want to work on that together, I think we could make it happen.
Yeah. That'd be great. I think the colorists are the same way. Like, when there's a colorist and you want to learn how to color, it's a good idea to get here's a professionally drawn and inked page. Now you can color, you know what I mean? You're not like coloring junk, you do something good, work on the colors, make it look great.
Yeah.
With lettering, to me, why not do the same thing? Like, already have it all put together. You don't have to worry about that. Just focus on lettering. But yeah, I think that's a great idea. Put together a little test package or something like that, that people can try it out. Yeah. Should do an online course or something.
That's the plan. Again, it's time related,
Yeah.
It's the lack of bandwidth. What is it called? Whatever. The lack of, I don't know. I mean, there's only one Eric Canetti that can do it all. That's what I'm saying. They can have the full-time job and draw 8 pages a week. There's only one of them.
And do all of it amazingly too.
Yes, exactly.
Ironverse Comics says, I'm never lettering myself again for the published work, but I do it for the lettering scripts.
Lettering scripts are so good. Thank you for that, Clint.
Yeah. So what I've started doing though now is I just keep lettering in mind when I write the main script. I'm not 100% there, but I want to just always have lettering notes in the script as is. But
right, as you're writing it, I write that way too, where I have general like big picture ideas of what's being said, but nothing specific.
Yeah,
maybe specific, like, but oh, I know I want this line spoken here, but everything else on the page is up in the air, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's important. Letter, and the more you do it too, just from a writer's perspective, learning how to letter, like Ironverse Comics. I know that you're you're a writer, but part of that is knowing a little bit about each of the jobs in comics is very, very helpful to a writer. Even if you don't, I mean, I've done some lettering on books that no one will ever read. But that was a really good, helpful experience because now I appreciate Eric, and I know that what it entails. And maybe if I can make that a little bit easier of a process or communicate more clearly, it's gonna just come out with a better result all around. I'm actually getting better at hand lettering. That's a whole other thing, man.
That is.
Yeah, the Marvel tried out books. I think easily could put together some stuff. You could probably, I mean, you've got templates and Illustrator, like there's so many resources for lettering that you could do. And
I want to see, this the thing. I want to coalesce it all into one spot because of all of the tutorials that are out there, there's like, this guy has a video and this guy does books and this guy does blog articles. But the videos are like two things, and I would, video content, I think is king overall, especially for tutorials.
Yeah.
And I would want to basically be that one-stop shop for all of that stuff. And, I'm not a foundry. I don't make fonts, at least not yet, not right now, but maybe a two-stop shop where you learn from me and then you go use commercial fonts from like Comic Craft and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. And I know that there are, is it Blambot? Which one is the guy that does, he's a well-known letterer that does Elephant Men for Image, or did Elephant Men, and he letters.
That's Comic Craft. That's Richard Starkings.
Yeah, Richard Starkings. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of stuff out there, but it had been, I mean, for the longest time, it was like, well, he's the only guy that's really talking about lettering, and he has some good resources and stuff, but it's hard to find. Like I found one video, this was years ago, of him at a convention talking about lettering, and it was like an hour-long video, literally at a convention, recorded on whatever, someone's cell phone or something from the audience. It was rough, but
right.
Yeah, having that organized would be great. Eric Canetti, backer number 72. Thank you, Eric, for supporting the book. I mean, in so many ways, you didn't need to back it, and yet you did. So I appreciate you so much. Yeah, your cover turned out so good. I love it. I think it's time to refresh this too. All right, we're at 3,869 backers. Tempting to stop there, but we can't. We got to keep moving.
Nice. Yeah, you can't stop there. You got to keep going. It's only been an hour.
Yeah, we're just fresh, and we're already just about halfway. I think we're getting close. I'd put a number on it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where we're at, but a few more backers, couple more backers, and we'll be at halfway point to hitting our goal. That would be fantastic. So if you haven't backed Dracula yet, please do so. I think everyone's been pretty good about posting links, but I'll do it now. Now that we've been talking a little bit, I'll do a little bit of shilling. Post the link in the chat there for you. It's also in the description below. If you want to support Dracula, this does two things. I think I forget already who made the point. Maybe it was Roland. I don't remember. The point is that you're not only helping this book happen and you get the book, you're supporting independent comic book creators such as myself, such as Donald DeLay, such as Eric Weathers, such as Kelsey Shannon, Eric Canetti. So many people get paid and are able to continue making comic books based off of your contributions to these campaigns. So I cannot tell you how grateful we are, but I will attempt to. We're very, very grateful for you backing these books. So yeah, really, really excited about it. I'm stoked, some would say, for Dracula.
You could say that.
Could say that. The book is 100% complete, other than it's not been printed yet. That's a good place to be. 56 pages. That includes a backup story from Narwhal. It's a 3-page backup story. It's silly. It's fun. I don't want to even post a page from that because that would be 1/3 of the story that I
Yeah,
give
you
away.
don't. You just want to let people enjoy it.
Yeah, so it's in there. You can read that at the end. But yeah, please do back it. Help support us, and not only that, this will help me continue to make comics in the future. Let's see. I'm generally very loose with my writing my script, but I'm very rigid about dialogue. Dialogues. I mean, it's interesting in writing. We talk about Stan Lee was so good at planning characters and just general story concepts, not necessarily plotting. I'd say even higher level than that. He was really good at that. Dialogue wasn't necessarily a strong suit. He's got some winners, but not always the best. But yeah, dialogue's a whole thing. Plotting a story is a whole other skill. Writing, it's just a lot to consider.
There's a lot that goes into these comic books, man. It can wear on you too if you don't come up for breath every once in a while.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think like how easy mainstream creators have it on some levels. I mean, they have to just wait.
Because they just have the one thing that they do.
Yeah, if you're just writing, I was thinking if I was just writing scripts and that was it, it would be, I don't know. What would it be? I like the other stuff too. It is really fun. Like the whole being able to have so much creative control. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, like right now I'm considering, we've shipped out 1,100 books. We've got 700 more to go. It's like, if the second campaign does similar or better to this one, we're going to be looking at considering outsourcing the fulfillment probably. I mean, it's just so much work that I can be used to letter more and draw the next book. And, who knows?
Yeah. It's pretty soon you'll be there at Canetti. You'll be doing it all.
Yeah.
You could be.
But I do it all.
You do it all. But
yeah. Clint, where have you been?
Let me think about this. But you haven't written the whole thing yourself either yet.
I didn't write all of Battle Brick Road, no, but I came up with the plot. But the script was definitely Zeb. But I'm saying in the past I've done it all.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah,
true. Technically, I have too, but I did it very poorly. Very poorly. Yeah, man, I'm excited for you to write that space story that you've been talking about a little bit.
I need to work
still
on
going to
that.
happen?
I think so. I mean, I'm still in the first quarter of the Battle Brick Road story, and I'm trying to get all of that. I'm looking down the barrel of my, years left in life, and I'm like, I at least want to get that story wrapped up by the time I'm 40, before I'm 41. So even if it's like February 2nd, 2023 or 2024, if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. But yeah, I think that's next, right? And I'll work on that. And I don't even know if it might. I've been thinking about, because I've talked to you in the back rooms after streams and whatnot about how I really want to start painting more. And I've been reading Sithra to my 6-year-old before bed, and it's obviously a comic book, but it's beyond that. There's more to it. It's like a mix between like a comic book and a prose book and like a picture book. It's sort of like this mashup of all of that. And I was thinking
and it feels like a Pixar story at the same time.
Yeah. And it made me think like, what if there were picture books? Like kids have a picture book, like Grover Goes to School, and it's the one illustration and the story below. But what if there were more, I don't want to use the word adult, but more mature versions of that? That might be, I don't know has anybody done that? Because they went in and they did the adult coloring book business for grown-ups with all these intricate, fractal designs. And even Ethan did one with Cyberfrog. It's like, maybe there's something to that.
Yeah.
Like a coffee table book.
I have an idea for that. Actually, I've been kind of passed around. I'll share it because I'm curious. But first, Ironverse Comics says, backed, have a great launch. Can't wait for my books, folks. Thank you so much for backing Ironverse Comics.
Thank you.
It's due to viewers like you that we can keep making comic books.
We got PBS going on here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I had an idea. You've seen the Secret History of Strata. I don't know if you've read it, but you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
It's a collection of documents. And when I was making that, I thought it would be really cool to do the equivalent of a found footage movie, where whatever, what's the famous one? The Blair Witch Project,
Blair Witch.
found footage. Okay. They've been way overdone, but I was thinking in comics, it could actually be interesting. I think it'd be interesting if you had a book come out like through Alterna or something like that, where you get a little snippet and it's, hey, here are some documents that have been released. And the concept I was thinking of was a journal and notes, like a field journal from somebody that was a Bigfoot hunter, trying to find evidence for Bigfoot. And you get this little release of stuff, and there'd be pictures in it, and there'd be like journals, handwritten stuff. So it would all be different. But
so
I think that could be fun.
I don't think I have them anymore. I think it'd been so long since I read them that we just sold them at a garage sale recently. But I used to have these I'm looking up for a bookshelf here. I used to have these World War II books. And they were these hardcover books. They were like real thick, but inside it would be like, this was Operation, Overlord. And there would be these little pockets inside with like a fold out map. And like, essentially it was an interactive book. It wasn't a pop-up book in that sense, but, it'd be like somebody's field notes that they had written, and it was scanned. It looked photorealistic. And you'd pull that out and you'd be able to look at like handwritten notes of like what somebody was talking about, the artillery guns on the coast and how many casualties, and big fold out maps of things, and other examples of just like propaganda leaflets that were dropped. And obviously that takes a lot of money and design work that goes into it. But something like that would be really cool to have in like a world like Strata, where it, like you said, like the journal, like Indiana Jones's journal for Last Crusade, for the Ark, or for the Holy Grail. It's got all these papers stuffed in there and drawings and sketches, and that something like that would be sick, as the kids say.
Yeah, it'd
they
be
say
fun.
Sick, right?
And then you'd have illustrations, but a lot of it would be the graphic design portions of it. And I don't know, Secret History of Strata was just sort of a test. I don't know. I was like, oh, why did I choose to do this? Because it was actually very difficult to do. But I don't know. I heard some really good feedback about it. One guy was like, yeah, I didn't know if I was going to continue reading Downcast after 2 because it resolved. But then I read Secret History of Strata and I was like, oh, okay, now I'm in, because there's so much more to this world.
It's so much deeper. Yeah. Refresh that, man. You gotta refresh that.
We're past 4K. Thanks everybody for backing. There we go. We're already 76 backers, 41.
That's fantastic.
4,100, not 40K. 4K, yes. Thank you everybody for backing. 76 backers so far. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you. Because this is why I can keep making comics. Because of you all that are supporting the campaign. Don't forget too, chill moment. If you want to get this Kelsey Shannon cover, but as a foil trading card, you have to back in the first 24 hours. So you don't forget. It's a good idea to do it right away. And we will cheer for you. You can also post in the chat that you backed it. So we appreciate you. So far, covers. I'm just curious looking at some of these back. A lot of people are getting both covers. I like that. Very good. So far, Kelsey is in the lead.
Kelsey's in the lead, yeah. There is a question from Roland in chat I want to get to. He was asking about how lettering studios work.
This one?
I don't know. I've never worked with any other letterers. I assume it's like a collective, like a coloring house where work is split. But I don't know how it would work out, like pay wise or any. It's like, splitting tips or something. I don't know.
You could probably do it, but you'd have to have very strict guidelines, I think.
I mean, it would need to be like the VC is a lettering house, They'll be like VC's. There's a bunch of guys that are under that label, and they do the mainstream. They do corporate work. Clayton Howells and other people. I can't think of their names right now, but I think like if you're under the house, it would be like everybody uses the same style and these same. In the case of lettering, we all use these same fonts and these same balloon and sound effect ideas, or what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but we all look the same, so we're all in the same house. I guess I technically do have a lettering studio in that my oldest helps me do layouts. He helps me do page prep.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say
actually, he has talked about wanting to learn to letter. So he did. It didn't make it into the final book, but he did letter a page of Dracula.
Oh, cool.
To test it out. Yeah. Then I realized like I have a lot to teach, because when you do something so long, you're like, oh, you just do that, and like he doesn't even know how to use the Pathfinder tool in Illustrator, like just to even make a balloon tail. It's like, oh yeah. So then I was like, okay, so if I'm going to teach people how to do this, in some cases I got to go way back to the basics, like just how to open a file in Illustrator and use the pen tool.
Yeah,
like something as basic as that.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta take that for granted, but pen tool is hard to use, especially for someone that's new. It's never.
Yeah, I mean, once you get it, even when you have been using it for years, it could still throw you for a loop. Sometimes you're like, oh, I didn't mean for it to curve that way. Now I got to go back and yeah.
Roland does not like the found footage page. I don't know what else to call it. He does not like that. Sci-Fi for me though said we made a book like that for a Lovecraft short film. Roland says when done poorly, those supplemental pages can be distracting to the book. Hickman's X books are a great example.
So he throws them interstitially, like in the story. Right. It's like, what are you doing? No, let's just read the comic book and put all that other stuff in the back.
Right. Yeah. I think there's a difference, because at least with the Secret History of Strata, you could just not read it.
Yeah.
If you're not into it. Like a house style for lettering. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So people kind of know what they're going to get.
Yeah.
But they do it with coloring studios. So you totally could with lettering, but it would be, I don't know, it'd be interesting to like keep everyone working, and keep it going. So
sometimes with those coloring studios, though, you get, if it's done right, you can't tell, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you hire a colorer and they're like, no, it's just me. And then you're like, I think there's more than one person working under your name. And you give the less important jobs to those other people, because like quality is just on some of these people I've like even tried to hire for stuff I've worked on. It's like, you say it's you, but it just looks like a completely different person did it.
Yeah.
So there's something you can, I think Art ran into that too with black and white back in the day. Not way back in the day, but with the original black and white CG book.
Yeah.
Where it was like somebody else was under the same name, but it wasn't like a company name. It was like, I'm John Smith and this is my coloring studio. This is my coloring, but really it's him and, 4 other people. But that he's just the name.
He's still on the name. The weird thing too is they have art. They have, even just for the art too, their studios like that, usually overseas. But it's tough. The worst thing is when you go through all the trouble of trying to find an artist. I had this problem more frequently early on in my comics career. But you see the art you like, you look at a portfolio, everything looks good, and then you're like, hey, well, I'm going to hire you to do a test page, which I would highly recommend. If you're hiring an artist, do 1 page first and see how that goes. Yep. And it looks nothing like their portfolio.
Yep.
That's so infuriating. It's frustrating, but yeah, it happens. Portfolio's just got to reflect what you're going to get. So yeah, do 1 page first. That's my one piece of advice. Good stuff. Agree. Well, we are over half. Well, there's another jump up. Wow. Thanks for backing, everyone. Over halfway to the goal. We're getting it actually closer to $5,000. When we hit this 8,000, we'll be funded. I did put it at a fixed goal because a flexible goal just seems weird. So it's, we got to go for it. going for that 8K. Once we hit that, I'm going to start announcing some stretch goals. I'll tell you honestly, the first stretch goal is going to be a bookmark because I love bookmarks personally, but I'll have some other fun stretch goals. We talked about the digital version, and I do want to add, I'm going to pump this up so that you get more with this digital version, which is even more reason to get the collector's bundle, because you'll get that digital too. That'll have, just more art in it that you can go pour over and enjoy. So,
you haven't, there have been no backers on that yet. So you could go in and change it to say like digital deluxe.
Oh, that's true. Good point. I'll do that after the stream is over before I get on to the next stream.
Nobody back it.
Which is coming real fast. I just realized.
You can always take it down and redo it.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea. But yeah, I'll pump that up, and I'll make an official announcement too, so people know. I'll collect some things, but we can add stretch goals to that digital as well to make it.
Yeah,
why not? As we think of things throughout the campaign, I'm going to wrap up because I have got to go on to Sci-Fi for Me from the bunker. So that's what I'll be streaming next. Eric, really appreciate you dropping in today.
Of course.
Especially short notice, but I'll have to when you're available, even if it's next Tuesday, we'll stream on your channel and talk about Dracula. So
sounds great. Yeah, I can make something happen. Cool. I have that power.
It's got the power. Cool. Thank you everybody that's backed so far. We're over halfway to the goal. Keep spreading the word about Dracula, and if you want to follow me and hear more about the book, I'm going to be over at Sci-Fi for Me in 4 minutes. So bye everybody. See you there.
See ya.